YouTube, what's going on? My name's Azza. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're tuning the Porsche Cayman in A-Class. And as always, we're going to head over straight to the conversion side. This is the most important aspect on Forza tuning, because if you tune the whole car and realise it's got a different engine in, you've got to start from scratch. And with the conversions, I've tried to keep it as Porsche as possible, so there's no engine swap, and there's no centrifugal or superchargers or anything like that. It's a very, very standard car in that element. Race, front and rear aero, all this does is just add to the stickiness that this car can provide for you whilst out on track. Heading over to tyres, we do have the stock compound, which I do believe is sport on this. Widest front and widest rear. And the alloys that I've actually opted for, I don't think they're the lightest ones. Basically, if you can find any that you prefer, the exact same weight as that, happy days. Stock rim size, both front and rear. So into the race of Catalunya. As you can see, I am going to do a do or die overtake up the inside of this BMW. The car's quite sturdy on the brakes. The BMW was a clean racer, so he did kind of give way. But don't take anything away from this Porsche. It is a car to be reckoned with, especially on tracks with long sweeping corners like Catalunya. Silverstone is not actually too bad at either. Especially the National GP circuit, it's quite good around there. It's a very good car. As you can see here, I've got tons and tons of grip, even on the curbs. Up the inside on lap 3 of 3, coming into this tight right-hander, used all the road there to cover it up and bring it home for the boys. Now we're on to Drivetrain, pretty much everything stock. We do have a street drive line, I do believe. I think it's a street drive line. Sorry about that, the game froze. You know how good Forza Motorsport 7 is, especially at the current time. Freezing left, right and centre. Race differential, so you can adjust that accel and decel, which is obviously key to getting them last fine tuning tweaks that you need to make that car special to you. Platform and handling, as you've just seen, there's not much you can do in that aspect. It's quite high up in A-Class already. So this is another race, and as you can see, we're on Suzuka, and what Azza 85 video would it be if there wasn't utter carnage on the first couple of corners? So we managed to get ourselves up into 9th place, around the outside, more carnage unfolding, and as you saw there, it did kind of bottom out here. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut a lap later. I got a real good drive coming out of the corner. As I said, it's not a slouch either down the straight. The grip coming out of corners is tremendous. I'm round the outside of Dock 46, and in that Mustang, I do believe, there is contact. Unfortunately, I didn't really have anywhere to go. It was a bit of a shut the door moment. My nose was just far enough in front, I do believe. It was a bit of a 50-50 job. I should have really given the position back, but you know me, I'm a dirty racer. Moving swiftly on, we're now onto the engine side of it. Like I said earlier, there's not much at all you can actually do for this. The only upgrade engine-wise I do have is the Sport exhaust. I do have a couple of more clips. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 more races. I think the Suzuka race that I was just in, that's in there as well, but there's also another race on Prague. A few little overtakes that you might want to watch, you might not, I don't know. In the description there will be timestamps, so you can just skip forward if you wish, get yourself to the fine-tuning elements of it. But if you do want to see the car in action again, we do have a few clips and I'm going to run through them. I got a lovely drive coming out of that corner, clipped the wall, absolutely perfect. Bit of contact there from the Nissan GTR, absolutely harmless. He was just trying to get that power down, but the Nissan GTR was having none of it. This is the Prague race now, straight up the inside again of that Nissan GTR, which is a very good racer, by the way. If you see him, watch out for him, he's a very, very quick guy. We managed to catch up with first place again in that BMW. Lovely drive coming out of that corner, clip that white line on the inside, perfect. We managed to sneak up into the inside line here, and we're later on the brakes. Don't brake too late because you don't want to run too wide. Flick it left, and as you can see, there's absolutely no transitional oversteer there. It's a very, very solid car to use. Now, this is the most important bit for you guys. So with that in mind, we do have 28 PSI front and rear. I know it is a bit low, but we want them tyres to heat up quite quickly because we need that grip early on. Negative 1.6 front camber, negative 1.2 on the rear, 0 toes front and rear, and we've got a 5.9 caster angle. Roll bars, we do have 21.08 on the front and 23.20 on the rear. If you do feel like you want a bit more understeer or a bit more oversteer, if it's understeer, increase the front, if it's oversteer, increase the rear. Springs, 610.6 on the front and 693.5 on the rear. We do have 10.5 front rebound and 11 on the rear, 3.8 bump stiffness on the front and 4.5 on the rear. Now we're going to get into it's a bit more personal for you. If you do feel the car does understeer slightly coming out of faster corners, lower that rear aero. Maybe lower it by about 40 to 50 pounds. Try it again and see if it works. But that's going to be me and the video done, guys. If you did like it, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, take care of yourself. Stay tuned for more.